Hello, Libra. This is your timeless love variant reading. Please bear in mind that if you are here in Libra being in your Sun, rising, and or Jupiter position, you may be in search of universal justice. Whereas if you're here for Moon, Mercury, and or even Venus position, you may be in search of emotional redemptions, where I would like to say, emotional redemption, where I would like to say to check out my sister channel. The link can be found in the description box below. Her content may also assist you in that category. To bear in mind that future, past, and present energetical timelines play of no relevancy. So use your discernment to take all of that which belongs to you and to leave the rest behind as you slowly leave the reading behind. All right, Libra. I think a lot of you are feeling resurrected. You guys are not really tapping into tarot readings as much. So who knows who's really going to get this reading. But there are a lot of people who are nosy about you, Libra. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are a lot of cross watchers listening out to brown nose and be inquisitive about Libra energy to see if their instinct about another person is quote unquote right. It would never really work in their benefit, though, as much as they would like to, because it's easier to just converse with the situation at hand than to rely on a third party to investigate and read the energy. Because if you're just reading a collective energy, you're not getting very specific enough. And I can't really make that make sense because, again, this is a general collective reading. To make it specific is to hope that any individual on an individual term resonates with the collective resonancy that could be found within a reading, but ultimately what brought you there to feeling that resonancy could be so different from one person to the next, right? So I don't know why that all came out, but apparently you're in some form of resurrection, all right? You need some assistance from ether at this time, but there's also no attention that you're giving to ether in any type of way to kind of like assist you. I'm not saying that no one really meditates anymore when it comes to Libras, but some of y'all tapped out a little bit, like you put spirituality on the side. But yet you're a very spiritual individual, so you should know that there's no such thing as putting it on a Monday and Tuesday schedule. It goes every day of the week, right? If you happen to be more involved on a Monday or Tuesday, you're not more spiritual on Monday and Tuesday, you're just more active within that and giving your time and attention to a Monday and a Tuesday. But Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday come along, they all play as much of importance as Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so I don't know why this is all coming into like this, but the ether's doing a lot of back and forth bouncing with you, and she wants you to connect the dots. You're too adamant in paying attention to synchronicities, wanting to create them, like Piscean energy, really want the universe to align, but thinking that wanting the universe to align and holding on to the idea that you don't really want to induce the universe to align that way makes you not a proprietor to that. It's strange. I don't know what the mess just comes and goes, Libra. I don't know where this is. This shit is just spitting fire. So back and forth, the ether's just going like this, like pointing here, 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 and you got to do this, that. It's like, but you're like, okay, got it. Like you're being very studious. You want to know exactly what you need to work on. But ether also doesn't want to be exact because she wants you to become aware of the things that need to be worked on your own. She needs to see that you can even show up. Not because you'll just easily want the ride and just hop on a magic carpet and just go. Ether wants to know that you will take responsibility for getting on the magic carpet ride, for loving the quality of the magic carpet ride, for knowing the things you may see on this ride. Like, are you going to be existential or are you just going to be matter of fact? And that is how ether is testing you at this time, because I think some of you are like anxious, you're still excited and you're still very motivated, like all your energies before in this reading in the last year in my former readings were for you, but this time it's more of like a bit fickle, a bit insecure, a bit out there, but you're in the light, which is amazing. Being in the light and trying to understand your shadows is much better than being in the dark and trying to make sense of the light. Because if you try always in the dark to make sense of the light, you're going to admit that you're never stepping into the light. You're just protecting yourself from this light in your darkness and having to negate and battle it out all the fucking time. But doing that, ironically, leaves you more depleted, where the light is not feeling depleted because it's not tainted by your opinions. It's not becoming less light by you being dismissive on it. It's not going to, you can't change something in that regard. You're not going to like somebody less, and it takes a form of identity away from them unless they give a permission for that version of identity to be removed by them and onto you, because whatever, right? Is where it gets a little fickle, and we gotta be a little bit careful who we're gonna direct the card of responsibility to, because everybody has to be responsible and accountable and dignified and insecure a little bit and secure a little bit to kind of make sense of it all, right? So that's that. So I see you like saying, I get it, yeah, but what now? Yeah, I see, I get it, but what now? It's like, you're just nodding away. It's like this strange thing of like auto admittance, like, and then when it's no, it's a no. Like, it's ultimately the natural pulsation of a yes and a natural pulsation to a no, which is great, because whoever understands that analogy probably will resonate more with the eternal flower of life rather than the eternal flower of life rather than the daisy of doom, which is just the flower of life. There's flower of life, and then there's the eternal flower of life. Understanding that in some form of practice, that there's a difference between the two, is to kind of then understand the legitimacy of what I just said, that this pulsation, you understand a navigational yes and a navigational no. Those who are maybe in the flower of life paradigm are going to second guess every yes with a no, with every no with a yes. It's not secure. It's not stable. So for those of you who understand that message, some of you immediately will probably resonate with the fact that you're a starseed, a light worker, and just trying to find a way to balance the current relationship or ships that you have at this time and making them make sense. Are you secure, feeling secure with the relationship you have with these individuals? Would you want their cargo to dock up onto your island and offset their goods onto your island? Will you profit off of that trade? You do not let them dock onto your island until you give them the green light to dock onto your island. That's where Ether is trying to make you pay attention to the overall picture after you start seeing all the dots that are interconnected and overlaced and pointing at each other. Can you step away from all that at a certain point and then see the magnified viewpoint of what is created through all of that, or from all of that, the overall picture? And that overall picture in this analogy is your life, your well-being in life. Who do you like in your life? Do you look at your life and the people in it and are satisfied? Do they make you happy? Are they a reflection of who you are and what you aim to be? Do they keep you humble? Can you see things from that perspective and be grateful for what it took to create all that and to also get there? And that's where I think some of you are in this energy to do this, to do exactly what this energy capsule wants to pour out its contents off and allow you to kind of fertilize your life moving forward for the next couple of years. The chiromancer, delivering news, collaboration. Yeah, so I think that you are ultimately connecting yourself with certain synchronicities. You're trying to maybe go see a reader again. Give it another try again. Want to pick up some tarot decks, because some of y'all heard that somewhere before, that maybe you should have a deck of your own and just start. Just start. I mean, it doesn't make sense to fear that someone could talk about the negative or that being or reading cards is negative when you are a listener always listening out to readings, but you yourself don't want to pick up a deck? Why are you listening out to tarot readings but refusing to pick up a deck? Weird. It's fake, it's fickle, it doesn't make sense. Can you step back into the picture, see all these crisscrossing paths, and make sense with the overall depiction of your life? If it doesn't make sense, you need to go back into the details of things, start fixing the color hue so that when you step back again, that life picture reflecting back to you makes sense. All right, the forgotten, missed opportunities, fear of failure. We have the gambler, loss and risks. Jesus. And we have the pathless, difficult decisions, and lack of direction. Yeah, like I said, some of you are feeling like, I don't know where I am right now, but I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. I know I'm not depressed. This is not depression. I'm also not lost because I can have intellectual conversations. I'm not in a mood to die. I don't fear death, but this existential living is difficult. I feel forgotten. I feel like I keep getting missed opportunities. I do have a fear of failure. I'm not afraid of gambling. I'm not afraid of taking the losses or risks. Yes, it's hard for me to make rational decisions on difficult topics. It's difficult for me to take decisions and make them. I don't lack direction. I just lack understanding what I have. And that lack of understanding means you don't have a secure hold or a footprint or a solid hand to hold. And once you get that, a lot of life won't make sense to you. But you are not supposed to look for it that someone else is ought to supposed to come and be the God and save you, or be Jesus or an archangel type of some kind and save you, because that will never fucking happen. It just won't. You can fantasize it all you want. You can make sense of your life all you want and bring so many angelic things into your life and your altar, into your living space, into your monument of decor if you wanted to. But deep down inside, all that decor is not helping you fix those emotions in the inside. It's not. That statue over there in the corner that you call on your altar is not going to help those emotions in the inside. No, it's not. You have to do the inner workings. You have to be afraid to be the gambler of your own feelings, to not feel forgotten, to realize that you have forgotten your true essence. You have forgotten. You feel forgotten because you don't know who you are yet. And the moment you sit with yourself and learn about Akashic Records, Kundalini, all this shit, this juicy shit that can happen to the physiological being of a human anatomy, you will keep thinking that you're lost and blame everyone else for this loss of interconnectedness, but you feel it so much from your soul. It's hard for you to have tight relationships. It's hard for you to legitimize friendships. And it all comes at a cost of you needing to form a solidarity union of yourself, with yourself, and only for yourself. I don't give a fuck if you're in a twin flame relationship right now or not. I don't give a shit if you're married or not. This has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with whatever it is that you're in search for. The person that you love, the person that you fuck, the person that you make love to, the person that you lie to, or have a hard time lying to, has no and plays no role in the longevity of what and who you are, Libra. It needs to start making sense, because some of you are getting confused with the whole narrative of we in a relation and me to put you in a relationship. It's like the me and we in Libra relation, the reading that I put up that ironically has no one he's looking at it yet. It's funny, the algorithms I can't keep up with. I don't keep track to appeasing the algorithm, and that's exactly where ether wants you to be. Don't try to time shit all the time. Linear fascination are only there for the weak, because to understand, if you dissect all that linear equation, it all comes from a cumulative of the masses. You can't put that linearly. So we have the Knight of Wands taking shape, going into evolving. Physical, I'm feeling some bloating up. Lots of inflammation. Watch your sugar intake. Watch how much you need more alkalinity in your body. You need more alkalinity in your body, just period. Okay, there's a lot of inflammation going on with you right now at this time. It's all for the betterment, but at the same time, it's feeling uncomfortable because there's deception happening around you, and Ether doesn't understand how she can make you be aware of it. So she's just going to toss you a bunch of shit that makes you uncomfortable until you may get rid of all of them. And then maybe if this satisfies Ether, all those isolated problems could fix the problem, but that's up to you and Ether to determine on your own. Because there is no one-size-fits-all pill for all these problems. But maybe if you individually, in an isolated measurement, fix little things, then your overall picture might get better. And that's, I think, when you better have a better understanding of how you've deceived yourself. Anyone who's a returning listener to my channel and sees the Seven of Swords comes up in my readings, I get immediately pissed. Because now we made this shit very fucking personal of how much I have to pay attention to the deceptive energy permeating around me. Who wants to take from me without me trying to see or become witness to it, right? Or who are you trying to be deceptive towards, Libra? I think you're deceptive to someone. I think this is you just not understanding who you are, so you're really triggering people that maybe you don't mean to trigger, but you trigger their shadow aspect of themselves that they already healed. And they're protecting you and keeping you at arm's length. Because if you come closer for a hug and you are insecure and you're going to get blasted by that person's shadow, you're going to take it personal. And it's all because you don't know how to dance with your own shadow, to understand the difference between linear love and universal unconditional love. Because linear love is people saying, I love you, but you feel walking away from them, nothing. Where universal love is knowing that a stranger can cross your path and say the most random shit, maybe also the crazy shit, like uncalled for shit. But the moment that individual walks away, you feel a lot more soul nourished, something of value than the so-called kindred spirits that quote-unquote tell you that they love you. It's strange. It's a deceptive energy. It's weird. You don't really know what to make of it, because it requires you to fess up and communicate why that negative shit is around you in the first place. Some of you may have lost money in the last couple of days or weeks. Some of you may have lost some friendships, just lost eye to eye with people, or continuously seeing yourself being in some sort of ego battle, all right, and just wanting to essentially get out of it, but you're not realizing you're putting yourself again in the same position over and over. It's the same fucking environment with the same fucking contestants of a game, of a player. You keep evolving spiritually, but at the same time, your environment never fucking changes. What the fuck is going on? I'm hearing a bit of self-loathing, like the Hanged Man here, and a Four of Cups. So it's a loathing period, all right? You're not realizing that you may be in shadow aspects of yourself. Your ego is defeated by the things that you've attracted, all right? There's too much good coming your way and not enough entertaining the negative aspects of your character, disciplining them, wanting to know why you throw an attitude, why you get depressed, or you have these physical elements, this physical mental pain. Like, ignoring it is not going to do you any good. And eventually it will trigger into the things that you do find grateful. Some of you already have that into your life by having tumultuous relationships with the individuals that you really want to love, aka family. All right. So being in this hangman position is the best energy that you can be in at this time, because you're being forced to rely on other senses than the ones that it's pushing you to feel instead of to listen, but to feel with your heart. It's pushing you to listen with trying to find the context clues as to what someone is actually trying to tell you with the words that are coming out of their mouth. Like trying to bring sense and reason to why people make you feel uncomfortable. 7 and 4 make an 11. To me, the Hanged Man is a mastering the self energy of an 11-11 energy. Some of y'all see the synchronicity of 11-11, think it's twin flame shit and whatever the fuck it is. It first starts out with you. And to master deceptive energy is to first admit that light cannot exist without darkness and vice versa. So, but if you keep getting bullied in situations where you cannot illuminate your light, then you are needed in putting yourself responsible of being out of that environment. But this is a long fucking game for you. Like, this chapter is it keeps going. And there's a person in your life letting you know that, but you also feel a little bit threatened by this individual. Spiritually you feel a little bit threatened. And this is like a little bit this dogmatic feeling I'm getting from twin flames bullshit. Because you guys, like, it's a symbiosis of, like, it could be fatal attraction when you're too close to each other and you're not ready to be that close to each other. Let's put it that way. And not because you could ever break that tie of twin flame. That has nothing to do with it. It's just not trusting each other because of the blasphemous behaviors of your karmic past. All right, I'm being told to leave the messages where they are. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. Should you like any of my services, from tarot readings or remote healing sessions, again, I'm a master healer with first of its kind 𝗖𝘀𝗵𝗺 that I use, so I look forward to making acquaintance with you. Have a good one. Take care.